So today we're going to learn how to find a common denominator when we have three different fractions that all have different denominators. Let's take a look. In this story we have three kids, Jim, Lisa, and Bob, and they each ate a portion of a pizza. Jim ate 1/6 of the pizza, Lisa ate 1/3 of the pizza, and Bob ate 1/4. Now let's look at these pieces of pizza and see how different sized they are. Here's Jim's pizza. He ate 1/6, and you can see that the 1/6 pieces are smaller than Lisa's 1/3 pieces and Bob's 1/4 pieces. So when you have three different types of fractions three different fractions with different denominators, how do you find the common denominator? Well, let's look at the denominators, 6, 3, and 4. What multiple do they all share? 6? Well, 3 and 6 go into 6, but 4 doesn't go into 6. How about 10? No, none of those go in. If you count by 6, you get 6, 12. Wait a minute. If you count by 3s, you get 3, 6, 9, 12. And if you count by 4s, you get 4, 8, 12. So all three of these denominators, it appears, go into 12. So let's see if we can cut these pieces instead of 6 into 12ths, instead of thirds into 12ths, and instead of fourths into 12ths. And then we'll be able to figure out how much pizza maybe was left over, if there was any left over. So here we go. 1/6. And we have to multiply. We're not really changing the number. We're going to multiply to make 12ths. So our new answer is going to have 12ths on the bottom. What do we multiply 6 by to get 12? 2. So we have to multiply. We're actually not changing the number at all, but we're multiplying the numerator and the denominator by the same amount. So 1 times 2 is 2, and 6 times 2 is 12. And if you learned anything about equivalent fractions, you know that 1/6 is equivalent to 2/12. Let's try converting thirds into 12ths. We know we're trying to make 12ths. What do we multiply 3 by to make 12? 4. But since we're not changing the number, we have to multiply it the same on the numerator and the denominator, because 4/4 is 1. So 3 times 4 makes 12ths, and 1 times 4 makes 4. So we've got 4/12ths, which is equivalent to 1/3. Finally, how do we convert 1/4 to 12ths? What do we multiply by? 3/3. We're not changing the number, we're multiplying by 1, but we're changing the size of the pieces of pizza. 1 times 3 is 3. So now we have equivalent fractions. 2/12ths, same as 1/6, 4/12ths, same as 1/3, and 3/12ths is the same as 1/4. But now they have a common denominator. Now we can add them up. 2 plus 4 is 6, and add an extra 3, and you make 9. Let's see if that works. Let's look at a slightly larger pizza, but we'll color them in. We got 2/12ths here. Then let's color in Lisa's, which is 4/12ths. 2/12ths, 3/12ths, 4/12ths. And finally, let's color in Bob's, which is 3/12ths. 2/12ths and 3/12ths. Okay, so if the question was how many pieces did they all eat, we know 9/12ths, right? And now we also know how many pieces were left over. 3/12ths. We would have never been able to figure that out if we were just looking at 6/3 and 4ths. But since we converted to finding the common denominator for each fraction, we were able to do it. Hope that helped.